I've been living in an Indian village for a week, and so what I want to do right now is I want to give you a glimpse of Indian village life. And I can tell you right now, you are gonna fall in love with village life. And this isn't a fake village either. This is a real Rajasthani village in the middle of the dry Rajasthani desert. So let's start tomorrow morning when I wake up right here on the roof. Alright, I'm awake and I've already got some friends with me, yes. Villagers wake up much earlier than I do. At 4:30 a.m. there is a call to prayer that goes out on some massive sound system across the entire village. Then half an hour later, the religious songs start at 5 a.m. So in the beginning, this used to wake me up, but now I can just sleep through the prayer ceremony that happens in the morning and all the songs that they play for about, I think, half an hour. All these religious songs get blared across the entire village. And there's a problem with it because there are two temples here, and I guess they're competing because they're both playing songs at the same time. So it's like, who do I listen to? The religious songs on my left or the religious songs on my right? Who knows? I don't know. So this prayer ceremony at 5 a.m. which is broadcast across the entire village, it kind of wakes people up because they start work early here. 5:30 they'll be awake, they'll be cooking breakfast, and then they'll go off to their farms to start work around sunrise. Now let me show you what we sleep on. It's called a cart. And these are common across all of North India. I've seen them everywhere. And it's a wooden bed with rope tied tightly across the top of it for sleeping on. It's so different to the beds we have back home. So this is what villagers usually sleep on. And actually they prefer to sleep on the roof or outside. It's just so much nicer sleeping under the stars like that. So whenever I'm here, I'm always sleeping on the roof under the stars. Alright, so after we've woken up in the village, it's time to wash. And just like back home, you'll always find somewhere private to wash in the morning. And I do this to wake myself up, and they don't use hot water here in the villages. It's just a waste of energy heating up that water. It's usually hot here all year round anyway. So we're just gonna use cold water, and that's what I use at home every day anyway. I don't see the point in heating up water. I don't see the point in comfort, because a cold shower actually wakes you up so well in the morning. It's the best way to start your day, and yeah, better than a coffee, I think. And as you can expect, washing is also different here in the village. So there's two buckets on the floor. The big bucket gets filled with water. The second bucket, the smaller bucket, you use that to pick the water out of the bigger bucket and tip it over yourself to wash yourself. There's a shower head here, but it's broken. The shower heads never work. So the bucket method is the way people wash here, and it actually saves water and stops you standing underneath the shower head for hours on end like we do in the West. So yeah, it's a way of conserving water and not wasting water, because water is a luxury here. Water is taken from the ground here, which I'll show you soon, so there's not some unlimited supply of water coming to the village. And so I know all my Western friends will be wondering about the toilets here as well, because Westerners are really dread those squat toilets, but there's nothing to worry about with those. They're actually better than our Western toilets. The way you're meant to do your business in the morning, a squat toilet gives you the correct posture, so it happens efficiently. That's the best way I'm going to describe it, but yeah, don't be afraid of squats. They are actually better for you than our thrones that we sit on. And yeah, there's no toilet paper here, so you have to bring your own toilet paper, because here they use their hand to wash themselves, and they wash themselves with water at the same time with their hands. So it is not the way I do it, although I have had to do it at times like that, but it is a better way because you're not having to buy toilet paper. You're saving trees, and you just wash your hand after, and it doesn't actually get as messy as you are expecting. It's a little gross, but that's how it's done, to save money, to not waste trees and not have to buy damn toilet paper all the time. So yeah, and you'll notice that in a lot of Indian village life, everything has less waste, is more efficient, and is the way we used to do things back in the old days. They still do it this way, and you know, sometimes I wonder why we've changed so much and why we are living the way we are living in excess. And that's exactly what it is. So let's start out on the street here. I'm going to take you all the way through an Indian village house, and then we're going to come back to the street and do a lap of the village, and I'll show you what happens. And before anybody says that I'm not in Rajasthan because I can see a Delhi and a Haryana number plate, I am. Delhi and Haryana both border Rajasthan. Right, so it's the man of the house there, and here's Auntie, and she is picking grapes right now. And in these matkas in front of us, in these pots, you can see this is where water is kept. Water and lassi. So you can come here and you can drink yogurt, drink or water at any time of the day. It's always there. And this is the main house, which you can see here. It's 2-story. Let's go in and let's check it out. I'll explain every room to you. We're in the courtyard now. Just check this out. It's an open air courtyard. And this first room here, this is where all the cooking is done. This is the kitchen. And usually the cooking's done here on the floor, but at the moment there's just been a wedding. So it's actually a storage place for all the sweets that have been made. And cooking is also actually done over here. This is an outdoor kitchen setup where people cook. Now this is just the main lounge, a sitting room where everybody comes and sleeps and relaxes. Storage room there, and you've got beds here, family photos, and it's all made of concrete, the entire house. We come to this side and we've got a bedroom. And then these guys actually own a little store which they sell things out the front of. So this is the back entrance of the store, and when it's open, these 2 doors will be open, and they sell little bits and pieces that the locals buy, but their main business is actually farming and driving. Now let me take you upstairs. This is Gaurav sleeping here, and this is where I was sleeping last night. And it's just a lot more rooms. There's nothing else inside the house but rooms and places to sleep. But it is very beautiful. Another room, it's all beds in here, guest accommodation. Come around to the cart where I started this morning. And now just take a look over this wall here. This is the back side of the house. And it's the stable. A lot of cooking gets done here, cooking in bulk for the wedding that just happened. And here you've got a cow and a buffalo, and the buffalo is looking at me. Hello, boy. What's up? Let's go visit them now, and I'll explain the purpose of the buffalo to you. This part outside the house here, this is used for cooking, and this is kind of traditional way to cook with cow poo or wood they'll put in there, and then they'll put a pan on top of it and cook whatever they need to. And actually they have a proper gas pan here, which is a lot easier and quicker than using wood or using cow poo. And it's come out the back of the house here. And you've got the stable. And you've got the cow, he's busy munching away this morning. And then you have a buffalo back here. And these animals are very, very symbolic of Indian life. Let me tell you why. Most houses in this village have either a cow or a buffalo, or they have access to one. And I think this really shows why the cow is so well respected here in India. A cow is part of Indian life and Indian family, in the village at least. And these animals are so important because the villagers live off that milk. They use the milk obviously to drink, but also to make butter, to make ghee, to make cream, to make yogurt as well. So they make all these products at home with the cow and the buffalo milk. They don't go to the shop and buy all these dairy products. They make them here at home, so you can see why the cow is so important for them. It gives them their daily nutrition. It feeds them literally. And it's a big, big part of the village here. And they actually treat these animals like they are part of their family because they are so vital to Indian village life. There's been a wedding in this house recently, so these big pots usually wouldn't be here. They've been used by the commercial caterers to build stuff. And out the back, this is where some interesting stuff happens. So all the cleaning of the pots and the pans happen out the back here. But more importantly, what is this pile of poo? Yep, it's literally a pile of poo. Cow poo and buffalo poo. So this cow poo is used so they can cook. You can set it on fire basically, and it heats a pan from underneath. So it's the cheapest form of fuel you can find in a village because there are so many buffaloes and cows here. Wow, the cow's eating grapes, lucky guy. It's time for a tea break before we go around the village. Let me find my cup. I've been designated the only cup in this village home because as you can see here, they always eat on steel. There's my cup. So I am definitely the odd one out drinking from this cup. Tea is on the boil all day long in an Indian village as well. And that is what I drink all day as well. She's making me special tea because I take less sugar. These guys in Rajasthan and Haryana, my god, they drink like so much sugar in their tea. It's super sweet, and I just like 1 teaspoon, right? They must have like 5 teaspoons in theirs. As soon as I finish this tea, we're gonna go on a tour around the village and I'll show you what happens around the village during the day. And I've actually done a walking tour of this village before. It was a live stream. So if you want to join me on live streams, you have to hit that bell icon so you know when I go on these crazy live streams in these exotic locations. It's also Diwali today, so people from my girlfriend's family are giving me money, which I hate because I don't like taking stuff from anybody, especially money, you know. That's part of Indian culture and custom, so I fight it and then eventually I have to take it because you can't say no to these people. And so it's my job to give the little kids some money as well. So let's go share some Diwali love with them. ये ले लो दिवाली के लिए नहीं चाहिए ठीक है
थैंक यू इन पीस हमको मीमो है पैसे नहीं लेती ले
She's just like me, doesn't want it. Okay, so she doesn't know that money can be used to buy mithai, but the next kid, Venu, knows what money can be used for. He's smart on this, so he'll go straight to the store and buy sweets. Venu, आज दिवाली है तो आपको दीजिए मिठाई के लिए. You don't know what this is for, मिठाई के लिए. You know? पॉकेट में. ये क्या है? ये गन है. Okay, मर गया. मर गया. Happy Diwali, Venu. Oh, I'm dead again on Diwali. Someone's leaving, so whenever someone leaves in the village, they sing songs here. There's a lot of singing that goes on in Rajasthani and Haryanvi culture. Bye, Gauri. Bye, Mama. Bye, Ma. जल्दी आइए. जल्दी वापस आइए. ठीक है? ठीक है, माँ. All right, we're out on the village streets now. Let me show you around an Indian village. Tractors are the lifeblood of the village. They're everywhere. pop out of every corner. This is a really typical Indian village street. So you've got houses made in concrete and you've got houses made in mud like this one. And what you're gonna see soon is you're gonna see animals, you're gonna see women with their faces covered, you're gonna see women carrying water, you're gonna see kids going to school and buffaloes being walked to the pond for a swim. And guys, this is another example. The cows living in there. Ram Ram Auntie. And the local greeting here is Ram Ram, which is obviously a god's name because this is such a Hindu stronghold area in the state of Haryana and here on the border in Rajasthan. That is the common greeting here. And right here is where the water comes from. So usually there's people here filling up their matkas, their water vases. And water only comes for a few hours a day. So right now the water isn't here. It gets delivered in the morning and in the afternoon, I think. And that's when the villagers come and fill up the water. And usually it's a woman's job to fill up the water and take it back to the house. So these are farmers making food for the animals. This lady is walking her buffaloes and I think she's going to take them for a swim right now. Let's go. And this is the local watering hole where people bring their buffaloes, and here they are. On the hot summer days, the buffaloes love to come here and go for a swim. And they'll just sit in this water in the pond for hours. So to get them out, you throw stones at them and that lets them know it's time to go. And then they just get walked straight back home. They want to go home. They love their homes. So here's a farmer with his flock of, what do you call a flock of goats? I don't know. So this is them and they've come again to the watering hole to drink and I don't think these guys are going to swim. Hello? Really? What did you say? Aap farmer hai na? Aur ye aapka bakri hai na? Dhanyavad ji. Bye. Ram Ram. That guy was really shy. Wow, usually they're not so shy villagers. Usually they'll chat to you all day long about whatever and then ask you a million questions. But that guy was really shy. And you can see in the middle of these streets here, this is where the sewage runs. I don't think it's like the human waste sewage. It's more the water from the taps. The human waste is taken out another way. And this woman's just cleaning out her drain and making sure it's all flowing down this drain in the center of the street, and these streets line the village. And up here is the town square, well one of them. Kind of reminds you of like a little European city, right? Like houses and shops around the square. And in the afternoon, all the older males in the village, they come out to these little verandas here and they play cards and they smoke hookah. So this is just a view of the town square. And this is where the water comes from in most houses. They have these kind of tank systems. So open that up for me, Manu. Hello! And you can see the water down there. So how they get the water out is they drop a bucket in and pull the water straight out. But now you can see this pipe on the right here. They can actually pump it out and pump it around the house now. Next, the lunch is going to be made right here, and you can see in here we've got the aloo in the pot, which is going to be boiled because we're eating aloo paratha. Alright, it's lunchtime or breakfast time for me. It was a really late start today. Let's check this out. So this is aloo paratha, and it's basically bread filled with potato alongside dahi. Take a bite, bro. Yummy. And now we're going to put in the potato mix. Then we're just going to top this off with another roti piece of bread. And then fry it. you go, she's sealing the paratha on the edges. Now we're back where we started, and unfortunately, most Indian villages' lives are not as nice and easy as mine is here in the village. Most Indian villages are actually struggling out there to feed their families and to harvest a good crop so they can earn some money. And the problem is they're getting paid so little from their crops that it's hard for them to support their families. The middleman is taking all the profit. And just think, how can we eat their food and they be struggling to feed their family? It makes no sense at all. Indian farmers deserve so much more. Indian villages deserve so much more. Things like climate change are messing with the monsoon that the farmers rely on every year for their crops. And so their crops are being destroyed more and more these days. And so what is the Indian government doing to help these farmers? They're building $420 million statues in the middle of Gujarat. Crazy, nah? And so farmers are getting into debt because they're not earning enough to buy even the fertilizer for their fields. And so farmers are being forced to take loans from loan sharks just to be able to buy the fertilizer for their fields so they can just get out there and work their fields. And then if their crop gets destroyed, all the profit's gone and they can't pay back the debt collector. And even when a crop is successful, they're getting paid so little that they can only service the interest on that debt. They never actually get out of debt. And this has led to 300,000 farmer suicides in the last 10 years in India. Because they're in a hopeless place, they're stuck in debt and they're just struggling to survive. And so these farmers, they're killing themselves because if they do that, they get their family out of debt and the government also gives the family a payment to live off if the farmer dies. So that is where a lot of farmers are at, and this is happening across India. It's heartbreaking. These people are the hardest working people in India and they're feeding the world, and yet this is how they're being treated. They deserve more, and I think we should all support the farmers more. Hey! No! G, thank you.